Well, a study by the Human Sciences Research Council and the IEC has revealed a major decline in voter turnout among youth in the country. It was revealed at a seminar in Sandton yesterday, looking at South Africa's voting trends ahead of the 2024 elections. Newzroom Afrika's Mbali Thethani found that report.
The Independent Electoral Commission has commissioned research that looks into the country's voting trends. This under the banner Safeguarding Democracy and the Age of Growing Mistrust. The IEC says the research is important as the Commission prepares to hold the general elections in 2024.
This research data serves two important purposes. Firstly, it keeps the Commission informed. It keeps us informed about what voters are thinking, because with all of the other stakeholders within an election process, sometimes it's important to remind those very important stakeholders that the most central group of people for us are the voters.
The research conducted by the Human Sciences Research Council and other stakeholders has noted a major decline in voter turnout. The youth vote in particular continues to dwindle.
People feel very strongly about democracy in elections, but the question is more about a sort of broader disillusionment that seems to have increasingly characterized the voting age public. We've seen, for instance, that satisfaction with democracy has dropped dramatically, as has trust in a range of core political institutions. On the electoral front, we're seeing the duty to vote has typically been very high. It remains high, but has started to drop in the last 5 to 7 years. And importantly, it's also related to what we call political efficacy. Do I feel my vote makes a difference? Do I feel that the elected officials are acting in the interests and needs of the public? And in those two cases in particular, we've seen a very negative view come through over time.
Look, I think one thing is one needs to look at the extent to which they're being encouraged to vote and to which extent there is proper voter education. But on the other hand, one has to also look at the circumstances of our youth today. And we've record high youth unemployment. Young people are struggling to find jobs. And I think there is also a sense that we have a group of sort of politicians representing us in Parliament that are older and does not always necessarily speak the language and to the needs of these young people.
The research has been welcomed by the IEC.
Well, it's a mixture of positive outcomes from the research, as well as matters that are, of course, concerning and challenging to us as an elections management body. There are clear signs that we've got to do much work in terms of engaging young persons and somehow redress a current situation where they are disengaging from the democratization project. And that's a responsibility we share with many other political actors in society, political parties, state bodies like government departments and so on, to ensure that we reinvigorate the interest of young persons in the politics of the country.
Now that this latest study sits with the IEC, the Commission says this will be used as a tool to respond to the challenges through various projects. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mbali Thethani in Johannesburg.